Pioneering the Geographic Information Systems. First of all, I want to welcome you to Picnic Day. Thank you for stopping by for the admitted student presentation. First of all, congratulations on everyone being admitted to UC Davis. Who's excited? Yes, maybe this will be you as an Aggie right here. Also, just want to let you guys know that you can SIR, that is Statement to Intent to Register, today here in the Welcome Center. So yeah, if you want to accept your admission, we've accepted you, we want you guys to accept us, you can do that today, so just feel free to talk to me if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, so a little bit about the presentation. It's going to be about 15 minutes, and then me and Clover back there are going to answer a few or any questions that you guys might have. I'm just going to kind of give you guys a little information that you might want to know as an admitted student. Have you guys here toured the campus before? Anybody? Yeah? Okay, awesome. So some of this might be a little bit repeated, but still valuable information. So people like to say, UC Davis is, kind of in the middle of nowhere. We like to say it's in the middle of everywhere. So we are only about 20 minutes from Sacramento. There's UC Davis, there's Sacramento. About an hour and a half from San Francisco. We're super close to Lake Tahoe. A lot of our students like to go and do research there. Also in Sacramento, we have a political science department. It's called our UC Sacramento. So that's our political science students will go and study in Sacramento. They also can go to Washington, D.C. and study. We also have a medical center in Sacramento for any of our students looking to get into medical school. So yeah, also, right down here, this is where I'm from. Anybody from Orange County? Okay, just Clover in the back. Awesome. Okay, so we know rankings aren't everything, but they are important. We are the 3rd public university in the nation, the 8th best public school for making an impact, the 16th best public school for career placement, the 1st in the nation for agriculture and forestry, and 2nd in the nation in plant and animal science. We also are ranked #1 in veterinary science and veterinary medicine in the world. So yeah. UC Davis is a very vibrant campus. We care a lot about sustainability here. We are 1st in the nation for campus sustainability. We have over 40 different clubs and organizations just dedicated to sustainability and good environmental practices. Also, we have 5,300 acres, and I know that might be crazy, like how am I supposed to walk to my classes? This seems like such a huge campus. A lot of that land is actually held in our arboretum. Also, our classrooms and buildings are very centralized to the center of campus. And then depending on your major, personally I am a hydrology major, so a STEM major. A lot of my classes are contained within kind of the same area of campus. So it's not going to be too much walking, but you can also bike if you want to. We have 20,000 bikes on campus daily. That is a ton. A lot of our students choose to bike here just because of how safe it is and how convenient it is. There's always biking lanes, and we also have a program called Helmet Here, Don't Care. So students can get free helmets as well as free bike lights. So safety on your bike is really important here, and that's why a lot of students choose to bike around. Okay, a little bit about academic adventures. So UC Davis is an R1 research institute, meaning that 95% of our professors are involved in their own personal research outside of teaching. So that means that when they're not in the classroom, teaching your classes, they're often working on their own projects on the side. A lot of students like to email the professors, get to know the professors in their office hours, and then they will get either invited to work in their lab or they can ask to work in their lab. So that is a really good way to get involved in research. Also, you can visit our undergraduate research center. I know a lot of students probably haven't been involved in research prior to coming to college. So our undergraduate research center holds a lot of workshops and ways that you can reach out to companies or your professors if you need help taking that first step. Also, like I said, Lake Tahoe, a lot of our students study biodiversity in Lake Tahoe, as well as they like to study our tide pools in the Bodega Bay. Also, 70% of our undergraduates engage in independent research. Okay, learning in action. Is anybody here interested in studying abroad? Yeah, study abroad is super cool. It's a really great opportunity. 1,300 students study abroad each year. That's travel with you. Okay, student organizations and clubs. We do have over 800 student organizations and clubs. A little bit about two that I'm involved in. I'm involved in the American Waterworks Association. It's like an engineering, academic related club where we solve a lot of challenges relating to water resources and water scarcity. I'm also involved in the outdoor crew. That's like my fun club. We go hiking about maybe once every other week. They post like a big schedule in the beginning of the quarter. They even had snowshoeing a few weeks ago, and I really wanted to go, but unfortunately I couldn't. But yeah, we have tons of clubs from academic, recreational. We even have a crochet pterodactyl club, and I've been like meaning to join this one. They crochet little pterodactyls and then they hide them around our campus. And then they say, like they release a big message on their Instagram, they say, like, go get them. And then you'll just see students running around trying to find these little pterodactyls. So yeah, that's the next club I'm planning on joining. Oh, also, a little bit about our clubs. If you're kind of overwhelmed by the 800 plus clubs, we do have something called the club fair. So all the clubs will head out on the quad and table, and they'll have like little treats. They'll just kind of be advertising, and you can sign up for more information or sign up to join right there. So I know like the 800 plus clubs might be a little overwhelming. You don't really know where to start to look. That's a great place. Okay, supporting your success. So UC Davis is here to support you in all of your academic adventures as well as in your personal life. If you need academic assistance, we have something called our Academic Assistance Tutoring Center. That's essentially like free tutoring here on campus. They host workshops, one-on-one tutoring, on Zoom tutoring, drop-ins. Something really cool is in the bottom of the library. They'll have a bunch of long tables, and then they'll have whichever subject posted on the table. And then you can go and sit down. You'll probably see other people in your class there. And then they'll have people who are very knowledgeable in the subject, or even TAs circling around answering your questions. So that is a really big help if you need help while you're here with your schoolwork. They also have something called co-classes. This is something that I feel like not a lot of students know about, but I love. A co-class is essentially what it sounds like. It's like a secondary class that you can take along with your primary class. For example, I was in physics last quarter, and I thought, I need a little bit of extra help. The lectures were a bit short. I would like to learn a little more, maybe learn a little deeper about it. So I signed up for the physics co-class, and then it was twice weekly, about an hour each time, and then we would either go in depth a little further about the subject matter or work on our homework together with a professor. So yeah. Those are really helpful, and I highly recommend checking those out if you feel like you're struggling in your class. We also have something called our Student Health and Counseling Services. So this is for anything that you may need with help with your mental health or any basic needs. We offer all of these resources for free, included with your tuition, and we also offer counseling for students despite insurance coverage. So yeah. A little bit about housing and dining. Are you all first-year students, or do you have any transfers? First year? Okay, awesome. So you do have guaranteed housing in your first year, and we have 3 residence halls here on campus. We have Segundo, Tercero, and Porto. So Segundo and Tercero, those are your more traditional style dorms. It's like the big hallways, rooms going all around, and then a few communal bathrooms on each floor. Those communal bathrooms do get cleaned daily as well. I like to say that because I know some students are really worried about the communal bathrooms. I know I was, but it was not bad at all. And then we have Corto. That's more of our unique suite style living. So it's going to be 3 dorm rooms put next to each other, and then those 6 to 12 students will all share a shower and bathroom area with themselves, and then that gets cleaned once a week. So yeah. Also, if you choose to not live on campus, you can live on our on-campus. Or if you choose to not live in the dorms, but you want to live on campus, we have on-campus apartments. Those are called the Green. A lot of our second-year students, after living in the dorms their first year, do choose to live there. Or you can live off campus. That's what I chose to do in my second year. We are not in a housing crisis, so it's not very difficult to find housing at any point. So yeah, just start looking early, and you will find something for sure. It was not difficult to find housing off campus. However, if you are off campus, you might be like, oh, it's now inconvenient, I want to be close to my classes. We have a really great bus system that goes around the entire city of Davis. It actually takes me less than 10 minutes to get from West Davis onto campus every single morning. They stop at every single major apartment complex in the area. So yeah. A little bit about dining now. We have 2 meal plans. We have a 5-day and a 7-day meal plan. And then any day that you have this meal plan, you can go into the dining commons however many times that you want in that day. So if you have the 7-day meal plan, Monday through Sunday, you can go in there as many times as you want. If you have the 5-day, Monday through Friday, or I believe it's Saturday through, do you know what it is, Clover?
Sunday through Thursday.
Sunday through Thursday. Some students choose to do that. So basically any day that you are on the meal plan, you can go in as many times as you want. This is an effort to reduce food waste, so you're not going in and just grabbing all this food that you know that you cannot finish just because maybe you can only go in 3 times a day. So yeah, you can go in unlimited times, even just go in to fill your water bottle. That's what I did a lot, so yeah. Also, the food here is really good, I will say that. I'm not just being told to say that, but I really enjoy it. We have 3 dining commons located at each of the residence halls, and then we have one special one that is called Latitude. That is our newest one, and they specialize in international food. It's a lot of people's favorite. There's a lot of variety. The stations get mixed around every single day, so yeah. Okay, so next steps, if you guys do choose to come to UC Davis, you will have to submit your statement of intent to register. That is going to be due on May 1st. If you are a freshman, and then if you are transferring, it's going to be due on June 1st. So, we accepted you, you guys just need to accept us back, make sure that you do that on time. And then you will need to accept your financial aid, submit your housing application, submit your final transcript, and then you will start online orientation. And then when you come to campus a few days before, you'll have in-person orientation. I actually was an orientation leader last summer, and it was so much fun. I had a great time at my freshman orientation, so I wanted to lead it for the students the following year. It's a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of your friends during orientation, and then just kind of get to know the campus a little bit better, so you're not going into your first day kind of, not really knowing the lay of the land. So yeah, so that's something to look forward to. Okay, Aggie Day. Did any of you guys join us for Aggie Day last weekend? No? Okay, well, that's sad, but Aggie Day. Aggie Day is our big admitted students day, and we do a whole bunch of tours and things like that. But unfortunately, it has passed. If you are a transfer student, you're still in luck. You can still come to Aggie Day. But yeah. Well, we hope that you guys say yes to UC Davis. This could be you. Really happy about coming to UC Davis right here. But yeah, thank you. Please stay connected with us. Here's an email, phone number, or you can follow our UC Davis admissions Instagram. I'm not going to open the floor up for questions, so please feel free to ask. We are students here, so ask us anything. Clover, do you want to come on up? Yes.
For the code class, and do you have to sign up at the time when you're signing up for all the other classes, or you said you wanted a little extra in depth, so when did you sign up?
Yeah, so you can sign up when you are registering for classes, but I signed up in the middle of the quarter, because in the beginning I was kind of like, oh yeah, I got this, and I was like, I don't got this anymore. So yeah, they shouldn't be full, but I just went and talked to the professor, and I just said, hey, can I still join? And he's like, of course. So yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Clover. I'm a second-year international agricultural development student. My major is under the plant science department, so I use plant science, culture, technology, and economics to promote more sustainable food systems, especially in developing nations. I hope to minor in education and African American studies, but I'm involved a lot on campus. I'm a part of our Black Student Union. I work at the Center of African Diaspora Student Success, so I'm a student assistant and I help students check in at the center or facilitate events. I used to be a researcher for the California Cultural Atlas Project, so I explored how different minorities contributed to the history of agriculture within California, and I'm currently a member of MANRS, which is Minorities in Agriculture, Natural Resources and Related Sciences. So last week I had the opportunity to go to Memphis, Tennessee, and I networked with other universities to find higher education and other internship opportunities.
Any questions? Yes.
Since you're from Southern California, what's the most common way people from here travel back home?
Yeah. I personally fly just because it's about a 7-hour drive for me, and that's just not really plausible. I fly, it's about an hour, and I just go to the Sacramento airport to Santa Ana. So Sacramento airport, you can actually take the bus and it's free to get there, or you can Uber. but yeah, I would say
I fly too.
yeah,
Um,
most students.
my friend, she's from LA, so we might drive together, and then my mom will pick me up from LA, but I typically fly into Ontario, and then my mom will pick me up.
Yeah, I think most students from Orange County, San Diego area, they mostly all fly.
I heard you say like, so it's free in the bus from here to SAC. Is there anything like for those of us that are from the Bay Area? Like, that you guys know?
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
we have that shuttle, it's about $16. We also have Amtrak, that's the train system that you also have to pay for, so we have transportation there, but if you would have to pay for it.
Okay. For the bus is the cheapest option, $16.
Yes.
Do you get that bus from campus or do you have to get it from campus?
You have to get it downtown. Wait, the bus is on campus in the Memorial Union, the Amtrak is downtown.
Do you have another, I guess, first year day again, or is it just one time?
For the first years, we have the Aggie Day, that's only once a year, and that's gonna be in April. But for our admitted students, since I'm from Riverside area, we did have like a Riverside-based Meet the Aggies event. So in your centralized area, there will be an event, so make sure you keep an eye on your email, and they'll give you information about when that'll be. So we do have more events for our admitted students, but just in various parts of the country, or the state.
And when is the orientation, the summer orientation?
Yeah, so you're gonna receive emails once you like start to accept your application, and your admission, sorry. And then those will help you with all of the steps to kind of do your summers things, connect with advisors. And then it should be within like the week before school starts, I believe, the first few days leading up to school. But the exact dates will be like told with an email. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's online ones and then the in-person ones are a week before school starts, so you're not worried about getting to your classes, doing orientation. You'll be on campus, moved in your dorm, and then you'll get to walk around campus. You get free lunch as you walk around downtown, and you'll have that in-person experience too.
So is housing required for, or like is dorm housing required for incoming freshmen?
It's not required. You can totally live at home if you'd like, or you can live in off-campus apartments, but we highly encourage it, and over 95% of our first years live in the dorms. It's gonna help make it easier for you to make friends and also help in that transition to university. Just being able to walk from my dorm to the TLC or the Teaching and Learning Center was super easy for me. So I highly recommend getting into the dorms.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's very fun.
Are the suites like residence halls available to like freshmen, or is that something only for high class people?
For Quarto, Cicero, and Segundo are essentially reserved for freshmen, but sometimes second years live in the Quarto area in specific buildings. As a first year, you're going to start making your application for your second year of housing as early as winter quarter, so you'll definitely be able to have those steps in place to secure housing for the following year. But all of those residential areas are reserved for freshmen. You also get to choose an LLC or a living learning community if you're interested. So if you want to live on the same floor as engineering students, you want to live on the same floor as sustainability students. Me personally, I live on the Sorry, that's the tour guide who trained me. Great person. I live on the AAA floor, which is African American Living Learning Community. So everyone from my floor was from the African diaspora. La Casa is a residential area, and the entire 200 students in the dorm are all Chicano or Latino. So we have a lot of different options that are all completely optional, and you're able to choose if you want to live in an LLC. But I highly recommend because it's very fun.
Anything else? Yeah.
You mentioned there's not really a housing crisis in Davis, so do you have a ballpark as far as like what a standard apartment would cost, or the share of a student who share a room?
Yeah. I can only give you a ballpark based on, what I've talked to other students. I think that the lowest rent I've ever heard of, or not ever heard, like I've heard of a student, sharing a room with another person, $500, $600.
Wow.
Tom's is like 400.
Oh, 400, I guess is the new record.
I'm not paying that much, so I don't know what
Yeah.
but good for you.
And then single bedroom, maybe max 1,500 if you have your own full apartment by yourself. I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's only got $1,000, 2 people in it. You know, no roommates or anything. So, yeah. Yep.
If you want to like room with somebody that you know is good, would you say that process is easy or like gets really hard?
Yeah, you're able to go on the My Admissions page and click like join with a roommate. My friend Satu, she was able to select Crystal, she's another tour guide here, and they went together on the first floor. My friend Jimena, Aria, and Day all went to the same high school as me, and I was able to like choose them as my own roommates if I wanted to, so you can totally select someone you know.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to be clear, so if I'm going in as a freshman, I can choose it to have like roommates within the same like area but have my own room? Like that's possible?
Our single, do you mean like a single dorm room?
Yeah.
Our single dorm rooms are reserved for students with disabilities and students who like need a single room, so you will be most likely put in a double or a triple.
And can we like choose to pay for like a double if that's what we want?
Yes. But there's still a chance I think that you would get put, you know, you might be put in a double or a triple. It's not, I don't think it's 100% guaranteed your choice, is it?
I know I selected a triple and I got a triple because
Yeah.
it was the cheapest option. So, and the triples are the most abundant.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure you get the one that you select
Is that for on campus or for also like outside of it?
on campus.
On campus. So if we choose to live outside, then
For outside campus such as Seoul or West Village or the Green, for example, the Green is for transfer students and upperclassmen. You can choose your roommate. For example, I have a few friends who are second years and they chose to live in the Green and they got to choose their roommate. However, if you live like in an off-campus apartment, you can also choose a roommate in that way. But if you're looking for your own apartment, you would have to do the searching yourself. So you have to like look on websites or go to our housing fair. Every single quarter we have a housing fair in which the apartment complexes from all over Davis come to our campus and they say, these are the layouts, this is how much rent is, and you're able to find an apartment that suits your needs.
thank you.
So do you have job fairs or internship fairs for students?
Yeah, we have virtual career fairs and in-person career fairs every quarter as well. They typically happen on the quad, but sometimes they happen in our credit union pavilion, which is basically our giant gym.
Yes?
Our freshmen have cars.
Yeah, freshmen can have cars. You have to, you know, oh, you cannot?
Freshmen cannot have cars on campus.
Really?
No. Oh, okay. It's okay. My friends, some of my friends
Yeah, my
last
friends
year,
have cars.
no, they have cars. They just like park them somewhere else.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know
you
where
have
they
to
park
find
them,
parking on
but you're not allowed to have your car on campus as a person.
Oh, yes.
How is it for someone to double major or minor?
It's incredibly easy, I would say. For example, my friend Satu, she is a NPB, which is neurobiology, physiology, behavior major. That's typically for students who want to do pre-med. She'd like to be a neurobiologist. And she's also double majoring in art studio. So she's double majoring between 2 different colleges, and she's actually going to Italy this summer for an art program. So even though her major is literally NPB, she's still able to explore different majors by having 2 at the same time. As I mentioned, I'm hoping to get 2 minors. And my friend Thomas, who's also a tour guide, he has 4 minors. So, yeah. I don't know. And I don't know, but he has 4 minors.
Yeah, a lot of some majors do not fulfill the unit requirement for graduation, so that is a reason that some students choose to pick up a minor. Yeah, my roommate is political science, which she wanted a few more units, doesn't quite reach the graduation limit, so she's just picking up communications minor. Any other questions? Yeah.
What would you recommend to like first year students when they're first like acclimating to like being Davis?
What would I recommend that you guys do?
Yeah.
I recommend signing up for a bunch of clubs, even if you don't like really like them. I remember I was part of the book club and the snowboarding club, and turns out I didn't really like that. So I found other clubs that I did enjoy, and knowing more about what you do and you don't like is something that's really good to know even outside of school. I recommend using Google Calendar to know when all of your classes are, to to know when you might do extracurriculars. I recommend going to tutoring just to make sure you really have it down, because you might fail a test or two, and that's okay. It's really important to reach out for help if you need it, and also don't stay in your normal day, go socialize, and yeah, go outside, enjoy the sun, and don't skip your 8 a.m. I know it's hard, but please don't skip your 8 a.m.
Anything else? Yeah.
So can you pick like which resident hall you decide to like live at, or that's something that's like automatically designed?
You can put in a preference.
Okay. What is not guaranteed, right?
It's not guaranteed.
Okay.
I have a question. Do you guys pick what time you guys get to have your classes, or do you just
What time do you guys have your
yeah, like
classes?
do you guys get to pick what time you guys have your classes? Like like I would
Depending-
personally want to avoid like at 8 a.m. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
Depending on which courses, for example, with like chemistry, a lot of students have to take chemistry for their major. So sometimes we have chemistry classes at 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m. So a lot of students want 12 p.m., so that one may be full, and you might not have a choice but to go to 8 a.m. For example, I'm taking a course called CRD 162, which is Community and Regional Development, and they only have that offered at 12 p.m. So I didn't have a choice but to take the 12 p.m. course. So for the most part, you will get to choose what time your courses are if there's a lot of them. But if it's full, then I'm sorry, it's full.
Yeah, but you can wait on the wait list. A lot of those times, those bigger courses will open up more seats. Yeah, that's fine.
Regarding books, are there, what's your feeling on like textbooks, or are they online, or does it just depend on the class? And
Yeah. We have something called equitable access. So essentially you pay a flat rate at the beginning of the quarter, and then all of your textbooks for all of your classes you will get access to. If it's a tangible like physical book, you can go into the campus bookstore bottom floor, and you'll be able to pick them up if it's physical. Most of the time they are digital, and then it'll like input into your Canvas account, and then you just click the hyperlink and it'll take you to your PDF textbook. Anything else? Yes.
What would you recommend students to do for like recreation for fun nowadays?
I think like joining clubs. I love going to the art. That's our on-campus gym, included with tuition. There's also like within the art they have like racquetball, like badminton, volleyball. So playing sports with your friends, joining clubs, going downtown.
Yeah, I would recommend those same things. I like the Avid Reader. It's a really good bookstore. I mean, there far too often. And I buy books, and then I read in the Arboretum. I think that's really fun. Or I will hang out with my friends who are in sororities or fraternities. So there's a lot of activities that are academic and non-academic based to just hang out with peers.
Yeah.
Does the equitable access cover all the textbooks?
Yeah, all of them for the quarter that you will need.
And how much is that?
I think it's 162.
Yeah, 160 something. But if you do sign up and then you're like, oh, I only have one textbook for one class, I don't feel like it's worth it, you can opt out for the quarter. Okay, unfortunately, I believe that that's all the time that we have. We're gonna have another presentation coming in soon, but thank you guys for coming and listening. I